Well, I am Richard Ingraham, of course. I'm the president and CEO of Chef RLI, which is a personal chef service where I have several chefs that's under my employ, and we hire them out to families and also to help to feed athletes during the off-season time here in Miami. We've just expanded to New York and also in Atlanta as well. Well, the way that I got started, my first start was actually in Atlanta. I went to the Art Institute of Atlanta, where I graduated, I think it was back in 1997. And I worked in various restaurants there in the Atlanta area. And then I stopped for a while and I became a culinary arts instructor at Booker T. Washington High School, which was my first teaching job. And then I relocated back to Miami, where I worked at the South Dade Adult Education Center, and I taught the homeless and ESC kids how to cook. And then I went from there to Miami Northwestern. And when I started at Northwestern, I also started my own business, which was the Perfect Palette at first, and then it moved over into the Chef RLI, which is what you see today. My interaction with children is my passion, along with cooking, of course. And to be able to be a part of something like the Michelle Obama's initiative for obesity in schools, well, not just in schools, but period in the United States of America, is something that I hold dear to my heart. So I actually go into schools and I try to work with some of the cafeteria workers on how we can try to get healthier meals into our schools. And I work with a team of chefs here in Miami, so-called celebrity chefs, that's, as what they call us. And we come together and we try to put together a program that will, one, be able to bring, because you have some schools that have gardens, so we want to do things like bring from the garden to the table to show kids how to grow their food, and then also how that can be transitioned right onto their plate. And thus far it's been pretty good. One thing that happens with social media is people see you, but they don't get to know you and they don't really know your story. A lot of people don't even understand or realize that I went to Florida A&M University. I left Florida A&M University with a 0.0 average after 2 years because I was in the band and that was my passion. I did very well. I was in the Marching 100. I played that tuba, I danced, and I did my thing. But when it came time to school, I didn't have any interest in it at all, which led to me having to exit early. And when I did, I had to have a plan. And my plan was, and people laugh because I'm bald, but I went to hair school. I went to Miami Lakes Technical, and I was my first 4.0 that I ever got in my life. And doing hair, being a cosmetologist, I worked in the business for about 9 years. And I was very, very good at it, and it helped me out a lot. I made a lot of money at it. But unfortunately, I was so young that I didn't know about keeping the money in my pocket and not spending it all. So, I had growing pains from that. And then I went from there right into culinary school, where again, top of my class. Again, because it was my passion. It was something that I was very, very passionate about. And one thing that I tell kids and I tell adults when I go out and speak is that you don't know what spin life is going to have for you. But you have to have that mental fortitude and that mental strength to be able to take the blows and roll with it and make it into something. But I always also tell people as well, you need to do something that you're passionate about in life, because then it's not work, it's play. Every day I get to go to work and I play with food all day, and I get paid for it and get paid very well. So that is a dream that I think everybody should strive for, whether you're playing football or whether you're doing computers or whether you're behind the camera. Whatever you're doing, there needs to be something that you're passionate about, because when you're passionate about it, you don't mind giving other people a chance. When you're working so hard and you're grinding and it's not a passion of yours, you don't have room to think about anybody else or trying to help anybody else or bring anybody else into your fold. So I think it's very important that you be passionate about what you're doing and also be versatile enough to know that whatever you're doing right now is not the final step for you. There's always something else that you can do. And like I said, be as versatile as you possibly can be. Well, we've been very fortunate as a company to be blessed with some top-notch athletes that we service. For one, Dwayne Wade is my personal client that I've been cooking for the past 10 years. and Antrell Roll of the Giants is another. Chris Bosch is another client of ours. And then it can go on and on and on, you know, from Patrick Ewing, who has played, you know, years ago, and who I've had the pleasure to cook for as well as, you know, Santana Moss, who is still playing for the Redskins at this point. So, you know, we deal with those type of individuals. Also with actresses and actors, Dule Hill, we've cooked for him, Gabrielle Union, of course, AJ Johnson, Sanaa Lathan. And again, we can continue to go on and on, but there's, you know, we've been very fortunate to be able to cook and to serve these people.